The prophet Ezekiel was sad. Soldiers had taken Ezekiel along with 10,000 other Israelites from their homes. They became captives in Babylon. The people had lost their homes and their hope. They believed that God had forgotten them. This was some sad times for the Israelites, man. God wanted his people to know he had the power to save them. He gave Ezekiel a vision. Ezekiel was awake during his vision, but God showed the prophet something he wanted to do for Israel. He brought Ezekiel to a valley full of brittle, dry bones. God asked, "Son of man, can these dry bones live?" Ezekiel told God that only he would know. God said, "Speak to these dry bones. Say, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord." God says he will give you breath. He will give you flesh and skin. Then you will know that he is the Lord. Ezekiel did what God said. As Ezekiel watched, the bones began to rattle and come alive. Skin covered them, but there was no breath in the bones. I would be all like, zombies, but not old Zeke. Then God told Ezekiel, "Say this. Breathe, come from the four winds. Breathe life into these bodies so they will live." Ezekiel followed God's instructions. The bones came to life and stood like an army. God explained, "These bones are like the people of Israel. The people have said, 'Our bones are dried up. Our hope is lost.' But I will bring all of you back into your land. Then you will know that I am the Lord. I have spoken, and I will do it." God told Ezekiel to write on a stick. This stick belongs to Judah and his kingdom, the people of Israel. Then God told Ezekiel to write on a second stick. This stick belongs to Joseph and his kingdom, the people of Israel. The first stick represented God's people living in the south. The second stick represented God's people living in the north. God told Ezekiel to hold the sticks together in one hand so they would become one single stick. God explained that he would bring the two kingdoms together and they would be one nation again. God promised that he would take them back to their land just as he had promised and live there with them. He would be their God and they would be his people.